and gentlemen, let's get going for the tube here. We'll say, what up, tube?
Super excited. What up, tube?
Oh, dang. All
like
right.
that.
Like that.
We're ready to rock and roll.
Tube?
What up, tube? That was a deep one, huh? You
That
like
was a deep one.
That was good.
That was deep,
The mic
yeah.
couldn't even handle that.
Too deep.
All right, ready. Let's do this.
Alrighty, let us rock it and roll it in 3, 2, and 1.
Welcome to another episode of
Business Bros!
What up, ladies and gentlemen? Hernancia is here, host of the Business Bros podcast, along with my co-host,
The insurance bro, James C.S. with Pipeline Insurance. And boy, oh boy, do we have a show ready to go for you. You know why?
because I got energy today. That's why.
We got energy today. You know why?
Why?
Because we is inspired. You know why?
Because that's part of your why.
That's part of my why.
That's why. What up,
I love
ladies
it.
and gentlemen? Look, I'm going to mix it up. I'm not going to start with the promos because then you guys are going to fast forward through stuff. So I'm going to sprinkle in my promos here and there just to mix things up a little bit.
Dang, okay.
So, first of all,
Gotta introduce yourself, though.
I did. We already did that part.
Oh, we did that part. You're right.
Rookie mistake. 309 episodes in. Right. So, first of all, yesterday, I did a show by myself, right? And not that the audience really knows about this, but I set up the Sling Studio by myself, right? I was like all proud of myself.
What?
I hit the record button. I did the show. I was all proud of myself. Like I hadn't done a show by myself in a while, right? And then after the show was done, I realized I never hit record on Audacity. So for those of you who are listening, like what? No, it's not a big deal because the audio records. The audio records over to the to the video, like what you're listening to right now on the live. So I had the audio. It's just normally we record the audio and the video separate so that we can post the direct audio to the podcast. So if you guys are listening to us on iTunes or Spotify, if you're not, do us a favor, head over to Audify. You hear that? Audify. Just make it all up, right? Head over to your favorite podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a review. On iTunes, we're at like 55 reviews, all 5 stars.
What?
So hook us up with a 5-star review. We really appreciate it. And drop a comment. Let us know what you want to hear. Who do you want to hear on the podcast? What questions do you have for us? That's what we want to know because it's going to make it more and more interesting for you guys. And that's what we're all about, bringing you as much value as we possibly can. That's right. So even if we mess up doing some stuff behind the scenes that you don't even know about, we want to bring you good quality content either way.
It's all good. We just have fun.
Yeah. So I'm excited because recently in the last like 2 or 3 days, I popped on Tim and Julie Harris's podcast, right? It's a real estate coaching podcast, really good podcast, kind of gets you down to the nitty gritty, thinking about things that you should be focusing your attention on. And so I really like to hear what they have to say, but I hadn't had time to listen to that program in quite some time. Like I've been busy. So I threw it on the last couple days and like clockwork, dude. Like I'm listening to Tim Harris talk and it's reminding me a little more in depth about my why, right? My why is to help you become a better you so that you find purpose and happiness in life, right? That's my why. Now, in that, there are so many different things, so many different areas that I want to be able to help you with. But my core area where I want to help you with is in your personal finance and in your business, right? The main thing for me, for you to find happiness is to figure out how to not have to deal with that money issue, right? I want James one day or me to give him the call, pick up the phone and give him that one line. What's the one line?
We ain't got to worry about money no more.
Good. One less thing. Right? And so...
You know what's great about that, though, is... Your why statement in that sense aligns very much with mine. So mine is to, excuse me, mine is that I am inspired to spread positivity and to empower people through financial education.
See, and so mine doesn't have that financial education aspect in it. And I've been
working on that actually a little bit.
Yeah, and I think... But everything I do is in that realm, right? Whether it's my 17-year-old kids or whether we come on the podcast or what you guys don't get to hear really, which is the one-on-one conversations that we have with the business owners afterwards or before, where it's basically a consultation. We're sitting down, I'm learning about their business, and then I'm advising them on things that I see, holes I see in their business or income opportunities that I see within their business. And so, doing that is really, really what I like to do. But I've kind of steered away from it ever since we started doing a little more podcasting as guests. And it's kind of strange because I was, I'm going back and I'm kind of listening to different podcasts that we did, the guests that we have, the conversations that we have one-on-one, you and I. And we've kind of really meandered the conversation very much into mindset and less into applicable, practical tactical things that we can do, right? And so, you know, I'm listening to Tim Harris, and it's kind of, he's one of those that kicks me back into gear on like for example, 2 books that he recommends that I've read that I used to recommend a lot and I haven't recommended in a while. One is Fanatical Prospecting. And the other is Profits Aren't Everything. They're the only thing.
They're the only thing.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you think about it, like everything that we've been doing in our business, in our personal finance, it really comes down to, are you profitable? Right? Whatever it is that you're doing, are you making enough money to A, cover your expenses so that you're living comfortably, and then B, putting enough money away, whether you're investing it, whether you're buying, you know, rental properties or stocks or whatever, are you putting enough money away to hit the point at which you don't have to work anymore, right? So what we call that is rich. And we define rich, and which I stole from Tim Harris, by the way. We define rich as where your money works for you and you no longer have to work for your money. That's our simple definition, right? And so, you know, I'm thinking about
simple definition.
That's my simple definition. I've taken it because it's easy to say, and people can understand that when your money works for you, you no longer have to work for money,
right?
And that's what retirement, or, you know, ultimate end of work type thing is. I don't have to worry about it, right? Yeah. I mean,
I'm like, we never stop working, but yeah,
we never stop working.
I know what you're saying.
But you know, that's most people's idea, right? And so you know, I'm listening to his podcast, and you know, he's talking about different things, and I've kind of lost sight of that aspect on the show. I think
the practical, tactical. This
the
is what you actually
tactical,
need to do,
and the
like action,
the action steps, and the ability for the inspiration for people to like find different income spokes, different avenues for our audience to earn extra revenue. Now, we've hinted at some things, right? We've talked a little bit about what we're doing with mortgage professionals, for example, right? We talked about how we have a system in place so that you can add insurance into your business, and this is mortgage professionals, this is real estate professionals, this is tax professionals, this is payroll companies. You have a book of business, and we're going to help you add a new department so that you're earning extra revenue. That's a spoke, right?
Right.
And so, you know, I want to make sure that especially when we have opportunities like today, when like we have to reschedule guests, or we have certain days that we block out where it's just me and you, especially with the holidays coming, like we're going to have more shows of just me and you.
That's true.
Because it's holidays and people aren't going to, you know, go out of their way to come on the show during those times. We want them to be with their family.
Yeah.
We even, for example, we close off the whole bottom week. Like if you look at November calendar, I know they can't see it, but that birthday week, by the way, right? Thanksgiving week. That Thanksgiving week over there are 2 question marks on the first 2 days of the week because I'm leaving them open on our calendar, but not really expecting anybody to show up on those days. And so, you know, just like we advise you to do something practical and tactical with your calendar, go in, mark off the days that you're not going to work, leave open and put a $sign in the days that you are going to work, because the fourth quarter is going to creep up. It's going to be over before you know it. Those types of practical things I want to make sure we're talking about on the show, right? So, you know, one of them was we want to add insurance into your business. We want to do that work for you so that we can cut you a check. We're just going to help you get to that level. Right? That's what we do really well, and that's what we want to bring over to you so that you can have a different revenue source. If you're an employee right now, if you have a job and you're trying to figure out a way to make some extra money on the side, I have multiple options for you, right? We could do the insurance side. Maybe insurance is not for you. Maybe you want to do the real estate side. Maybe you want to do the loan side. You know, I'm getting to the point where I want to sit down with people on a professional level, right? As a consultant. I want to be their PC, by the way, Ham.
You want to be their PC?
Yeah, the personal consultant.
Personal consultant.
And it's funny because it reminds me of PC Cruisers. But it's what I do anyways every year during tax season. The only difference is now I want to sit down and help you figure out what is it that you want, and let me show you the avenues that you can get there. And I'll help you plug into the network that I've created, right? The network of real estate agents, the network of loan officers, the network of insurance industry, whatever it is, I can help you out. Not just that, I'm going to help you get the education and the licensing that you need if you choose to take that route.
Not to mention the CE if you already have some of those licenses.
Exactly. So, it's one of those awesome opportunities, and I want to make sure that people out there who are thinking in the fourth quarter, like, I don't know if I want to do this again next year. Like, you're looking at your numbers and you're like, I don't know, maybe this wasn't for me. Or you're looking at your numbers thinking, how can I increase this? This is awesome. I just need an extra, so many dollars a month. And it's always about the residual things for us. Right. Personally, I always like the thought of building something that pays me when I'm not there all the time. Right? It still gets my love and attention. It just, we've built systems in place so that the love and attention is done by the people who are there running the system, and then we try to improve those systems and make them better. Right. And so with that in mind, like, I'm trying to share with you guys different opportunities where you can make some extra money on a more residual level, on a different point of view, taking what you're already doing and adding to it to take it to another level. So I was talking about the insurance one, right? Mm-hmm. The other one that I haven't really talked about very much on the show is EXP itself.
Oh, yeah.
Right? EXP is one of those opportunities where you're already selling real estate. Mm-hmm. You already have a team. I want you to look back and, I want to sit down with realtors. If you're interested, by the way, I want to sit down with you and I want to go over your own P&L. And especially if you have a team, because, that's one of those things where it's taboo. Like, you're supposed to get in the industry and build a great big team and make a lot of transactions, but that's bull. You're supposed to be in the industry to make a profit. That's it. If you're creating a team and your profit is like 10% or less, your net profit is 10% or less, you're doing it way wrong. You're better off producing on your own. Like, let's just be honest. It's all about that bottom line. The teams that sell a lot of homes might get a lot of awards, but if you're the team lead and you're getting paid last, then your net is way below because you have so much overhead. You're going to shoot yourself in the foot in the next couple of years when the market shifts. Mm-hmm. So, I want to look at your P&L and I want to show you the opportunities that you have to create a team the right way.
Would you say that you would give somebody like a 10,000 foot overview?
Depends. I'll give you a 10,000 foot overview if you don't provide the P&Ls. No, right? There you go. Because there's some people, like, let's think about it. Some of you guys are operating strictly on like a whiteboard transaction log. Like when we talk about the whiteboard accountabilities, right? It was a long time ago when we were talking about whiteboard accountability, but we had one of those is your closing board.
Didn't you throw one in there a few days ago?
I did.
Last week?
I did. Yeah. I had to. Well, I had it in a reserve episode.
Gotcha.
So the reserve episode was used.
Oh boy.
But so anyways, one of those boards is always the closing board, right? So these are the transactions that realtors have closed throughout the year. And for some of you, that's the only type of record keeping that you're doing. Mm-hmm. You're not really monitoring your income, your expenses. You might sit down with your tax preparer at the end of the year, drop a bunch of receipts and say, look, these are my expenses. This is my 1099 for my broker. Like, help me out. Right. And that's the extent of your accounting. So, yeah, if you do your accounting like that, the only thing I can give you is a 10,000 foot overview.
Right.
But if we can deep dive and look at your numbers and see exactly where you are, what's your overhead for your office? What are you paying to have, those four walls around you? What are you paying to have that admin staff with you? What's your actual bottom line? What is that net compared to your total income? How much, what percentage of it? Like, you're going to look back. And the problem with that is a lot of people are afraid to do that because they're going to look and realize how little money they're actually keeping. They're closing transactions and it looks awesome, but how much money are you keeping? The profit is what matters. If you're in business and you're not making a profit, why the hell are you doing it? If you're building a team and you're not doing it right and it's costing you a lot of money, you're better off on your own with maybe, a transaction coordinator or something like that. So I want to give you that overview just so you look at where you are and then give you the overview of what it would look like if you had joined EXP. Building the same kind of team, taking the overhead, so just so you're comparing apples to apples.
There you go.
And then you can see what opportunity lies ahead of you. There's so many people making a lot of this of the revenue share income that covers your expenses. I mean, think about it. The whole purpose of you earning money is to accumulate funds so that you get to the top. Think of it like a bell curve, like a hill, right? So you're in the accumulation phase. You're earning income so that you can get to the top of the hill, so that you have enough money when you're at the top of the hill, so that when you withdraw from that fund for the rest of your life, you have enough money until the day you die. That is the simple cycle of what you're trying to do when you're working. The accumulation phase and then the distribution phase. Mm-hmm. So you can earn a grip of money, pay taxes on it, buy rental properties, take the cash flow, and then live off the cash flow for the rest of your life managing all these properties. Mm-hmm. Or you can use other routes, which is build a business, right? A business built the right way will last years and years, generation after generation. Houses break. They flood. They have bad tenants. They have tenants that skip out on you. It's just part of owning a rental portfolio.
Sure.
We've had weed growers in the houses.
Yep.
We've had insurance claims that we had to go through. We've had roof repairs we had to do.
Yep.
And they suck. They always come at the worst time.
Well, is there ever a good time for any of that?
No, that's why they always come at the worst time. But it's part of that type of investment strategy. That's why we will store money in real estate, but we're trying to build our own portfolio using businesses. And if you're a real estate agent, this is why you really got to look at EXP, because it's built so that you can build an actual business around what you're already doing. Your broker's not going to tell you that, because your broker is in business as long as you maintain transactions under his book. That's it. So why are they going to help you develop something so that you are no longer in need of what they offer? This is another opportunity. I just want to make sure I'm laying these things out here, right? So we got the insurance department that we can add for you. If you're in real estate, you got the EXP business model that you can use, right? And then of course there's just the traditional sense. Maybe you're not in business. Maybe you're just a W-2 employee. I work with a lot of teachers, right? Maybe you're just starting out. Maybe you have a basic idea of something that you want to get started, but you don't know who to talk to. You don't know where to go. You don't have any idea what the tax implications will be. You don't know how to structure it, whether you want to use an S Corp or a C Corp. You don't know, how to even get started in this whole business thing, website development, apps, whatever. None of that stuff you're aware of. Who do you go to? That's what I want. Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters.
Business Bros.
So those three avenues for me right now are some of my bigger focuses. These are the people that I want to sit down and talk to. These are you guys. You guys are the ones who I want to help and just open your eyes. And I'm not going to do it in a sales pitchy kind of way. I just want to have lunch with you. That's it. Let's sit down. Let's talk. Let's hash things out. Just like the conversations you hear on our show. That's exactly what I want to do with you. Sit down, have a conversation. And I'm going to advise you, right? If you need help adding one of these things, I'm going to help you do that. If you're not one of those, you're not in the insurance industry, you're not in one of those self-employed things, and you're just an employee and you need a little help structuring things, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I have a network of people and I have multiple licenses. So I'm going to help you find a professional that will get the job done the way you need it to. I'm going to match them with your personality types. But we are here to be of service to you. I'm here to help you become a better you so that you find purpose and happiness in this world. Because if you don't have to worry about money, or if you have a plan, an objective, a timeline, you know exactly where you're going to go, you have purpose. And when you get there, or along the way as you're progressing, you'll have happiness. I meet my why, you meet your goal. Sounds like a win to me.
Speaking of happiness, take a look right here over my left shoulder. You see that? We are that much closer to happiness for 365 people.
365 pairs of shoes is what we're looking for. 229 is where we're at. But if you have new shoes, used shoes, or you want to donate cash, hit up James, 619-884-0045, or james@csfirst.com, and he's going to hop on his Harley right over there and pick those bad boys up. Because we want your shoes before the end of the year so we can have a cool little event. We haven't even talked about what we're going to do with those, but we gotta really narrow down what we're going to end up doing. We'll make a whole video of it and share it with all you guys, because I think it's going to be something cool. And then James is already thinking about what he wants to do for next year.
Oh boy. Yeah, well, I mean, we got a bunch of people that wanted to jump on here with us and help out, and I know that there's a lot that we can continue to do to help the communities. So
it's all about giving back.
That's it.
Practical, tactical action items.
That's it. And by the way, it says 229 up there, but we probably got about 15 more than that. They're still sitting in my leather bag at
Yeah, so we're
Just
a little
gotta-
bit more.
Just
Well,
gotta
that's
bring 'em
always a
over.
good thing. More is better
More is better.
when we're talking about shoes, anyways.
Yeah.
Well, speaking about more is better, DroneQuote.net,
Whoop,
one of our
whoop.
show sponsors. Look, it's like anything else that I've been talking about here, right? Whether it's helping you add income spokes or giving you the education you need to have a license. I want to give you guys information so that you make more informed and educated decisions. Buying solar right now sucks. If you have to sit through three 90-minute presentations, and hear presenters talk about solar until what happened?
No.
Oh.
I said that's no fun.
Yeah, that's no fun. Yeah, so you hear them talk about solar for 90 minutes, and at the end, they finally give you the estimate, and that's all you really wanted was the quote, the estimate, right? And then you have to sit through another 90-minute presentation to get the next estimate, another 90-minute, so that you can compare pricing, and then you have to go and talk to roofing contractors to make sure that it all works. Look, that's a huge headache. Go to dronequote.net/business bros. They're going to come out, send a drone, take a picture of your roof. They're going to measure it all out. They're going to send that information to the solar companies. They're going to send that information to the roofing companies. And they're going to come back to you with a bunch of quotes. You pick the one that works best for you. It's super easy. Why do things the more difficult way? It's always my question. Why you got to do it that way? It's so hard. Let's find the easy way out. DroneQuote.net/business bros is the way to go when you're thinking about solar. See, middle of the show drops.
Yeah. Love it. That way people don't just fast forward through it.
Yeah, there you go. So we're trying to learn, you guys. We're trying to learn. Look, it's
Love
a
you
thing.
guys. Love
yeah,
you
we
guys.
love you guys. We love you guys. So, anyways, what do you think, Ham? So I dropped a couple different things. That's what's been on my mind for the last couple days. What do you think of what we're dropping here? What we're saying?
I mean, you're
the whole
talking.
action thing. You've swayed me
I've
into the
swayed you.
mindset.
Yeah, I know.
And we've
turned you.
gone that route for a while, but I'm switching back gears, brother. I'm going back to the action. Take action.
It's there's a lot to be said for action, for sure. But I've always made my case. Without the proper inspiration, your action is
Well, okay, so here's my argument to that. So, I've been doing the whole 5 a.m. club, like morning gym thing,
you
right?
and Ollie and Kelly,
Yeah, and
tagging
and,
each other's
well,
all.
5 in the morning for us three, but then Joe tags us also on the when he's going to the gym.
Oh, and Joe too.
Yeah, but he's not 5 a.m., but he's still going.
Yeah, I know.
So-
I just wanted to throw the and Joe too.
And Joe too.
Yeah, and that little joke. Anyway, love
Anyways,
you, buddy.
So so here's the thing, like I've been pretty athletic pretty much my whole life, except for that little spurt where I rolled my ankle for like a year and a half, 2 years, and I used it as an excuse not to go to the gym for a while. But I've been back for quite some time, and I'm not really the big posting type, but taking action and going to the gym was step number one for me. Just doing. And then I talked to Ollie and Kelly, and we talked a little bit about helping hold each other accountable, so that we would start tagging each other on these posts. So I don't even really take pictures of myself. I think that's kind of weird to do it at the gym. I don't know, me personally. I probably should, so you see that it's me. But either way, like I almost now, there's times when I'm tired, but I tell myself I need to get up because I got to post a picture for Ollie and for Kelly. Right? Like I have to do it for them. I was talking to a teacher today, and she was talking about how she hasn't gone to the gym in like 6 years, right? And she wishes she had somebody to go with them. And there's a lot of people who say that. And I think for most of us, if we really dig deep, it's our excuse as to why we're not going. Because I don't have anybody else to go, or because I don't have time, or, we always find our own excuses.
But that 5 a.m. Photo that you take in front of the gym every morning and tagging Ollie and Kelly, that's your accountability. And Joe tagging you guys after, it might not be 5 a.m., but, when he goes, that's the accountability portion of it.
That's like if I'm going to the gym with somebody, even though that somebody's not. We're all going to 4 separate locations.
Yeah.
It's not like we're even in the same area.
Right.
But we're all going
Together.
Yep. In a virtual sense.
In a virtual sense. Yeah.
So, but the reason why I was bringing that up is because those are action things. I'm going to the gym. I'm hopping on the treadmill. I'm doing my 3 miles. I'm doing those push-ups, those sit-ups. I hate those things, but I'm doing them anyways. And as a result, there are other people that are noticing because of the accountability that we're doing online. And it's really cool to hear people say things like, man, I see you doing that. Like, I need to start going back. Like, I'm really considering, going to the gym. I'm really thinking about, actually doing it. And hopefully I get them to the point where they're not, thinking about someday maybe getting ready to do something where they actually start doing, right? Because all that to me that's all mindset. Their mind's not right.
Right.
They haven't convinced themselves that they're the ones responsible for taking action, that they're responsible for going to bed earlier, that they're responsible for, wherever they're at in their own personal life. They haven't taken the action, and they're using the mindset. They don't even know they're using the mindset as an excuse.
Yeah. That makes sense.
What I mean? They haven't quite filtered that part through.
Yeah. I mean, that totally makes sense. And that kind of stuff, there's, there is power in action. Just let's talk about the podcast. When we started this thing over a year ago, the action came before the inspiration, but through the action came the inspiration. Yeah. And now, like, again, I'm a completely different person than I was. And it took coming here and doing this every day and you being my accountability partner in that, there's no way that I couldn't show up. So here I was, and then a year later I feel like a completely whole new man.
Yeah, and it's trippy how that works.
Yeah.
But again, consistency. It comes down to taking that action that you didn't want to take, right? I don't want to
Would you say it's like doing what you don't want to do
when you don't want to do it at the highest level? Absolutely. Speaking of Tim Harris, right? But that's what it comes down to. Success is always on the other side of that uncomfortable level. When I'm at the gym and I'm doing reps, I don't start counting until I feel the burn, and then I try to get to 10, right? Because it doesn't matter if I get to 10 if I didn't feel that uncomfortable part where I couldn't push. When I get to that uncomfortable part, the change in my body is going to happen when you push through that uncomfort. And it's the same thing, and no matter what you're doing, you have a mortgage company and you want to increase your bottom line. It comes from that discomfort of adding that insurance department. Nice. You're in real estate. You're looking at your bottom line. It comes from the discomfort of changing your brokerage to a brokerage that's modeling something of success. There's a discomfort there. You need to cross over the discomfort to see the success, or at least open your eyes to it. You're a W-2 employee. You're trying to find your side hustle. It comes at the expense of giving up the few hours that you would be Netflixing to do something of value. It comes after the discomfort. But most of us are unwilling to take the action because we don't understand that the results are going to come afterwards, or B, there's something in our mind that's giving us an excuse, some excuse more valuable in our head that takes over our ability to take that action. There's always something.
Yeah. I mean, if you're talking about it like that, it's, well, I don't feel like I don't feel like I'm motivated enough, or I don't feel like I have what it takes, or I'm just not ready, and, making a bunch of excuses because your mindset isn't there. But definitely, I mean, if you get up and just do it and just do it and just do it, hopefully it results in that continuous inspiration. You keep, stay on it. That consistency holds out. But one thing that I will say is, if you understand what your why is, if you understand the reason behind why do you want to get up in the morning and go to the gym, it's because you want to have longevity of life, right? You want to have more time to spend with your children. You want to see your children grow up and have children of their own. And you want to see your grandbabies. And you want to see all of these different things in the world. You want to have a productive life. You want to have a productive business. You want to be able to travel. You want to be able to do all of these things. These are the reasons behind your getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, is because these are the things that you want. You want more. Right? And so if it's not enough to depend on your willpower, try depending on your why power.
That's a big difference.
It is.
But my only issue with that is
it goes back to
you have to do it. You have to go back and find that why.
Yep.
You have to actually dig deep.
Yep.
Like I was talking about this on yesterday's show. Like the reason why you are struggling financially for the most part is because you haven't taken a deep look into your own personal finances. If you looked at your bank statement, if you looked at all the transactions and actually broke it down into different categories, I think I give them 5 categories, but the envelopes that I have are my groceries, my gas, and my fund money, and then our personal allowances, right? So,
yeah, I was listening to that, and you did get a little off topic, but I simplified it to 3. Mine are the 3 G's: gas, groceries, going out.
All right, I like that. That's even easier.
Yeah,
3 G's.
3 G's: gas, groceries, and going out. And going out is
fast food, movies,
Starbucks,
whatever,
karaoke nights.
Okay, 3 G's. Either way, sit down and look at your bank statement and put your money that you spent into those categories. Look, the biggest thing is you taking that action and doing it. You don't want to do it because you don't want to uncover all those skeletons in your closet of what you're doing wrong. You'd rather not look at it, pretend it's okay, and you're going to figure it out sometime later in the future. And you keep living in this, perpetual downturn of your personal finances. If you just take the action and did it, looked at those different expenses, you'd see exactly where you're putting money, too much money in, and then you can learn to cut back. And I'm not saying don't have fun. I'm just saying find different ways to have that fun. There are a bunch of free stuff to do in San Diego. Yep. There's a lot of free stuff to do. A lot of cool things that you can get ahead of and like do, but you'd rather spend the money. And if you don't have the money, or if you're complaining about not having the money, or you want to make some change, it comes at a cost.
Yep.
You have to make the change.
Cost.
You have to make the change in yourself if you're going to get there. But that's too difficult, or I don't want to, or I don't feel like it. Dude, nobody ever feels like it.
Success is at the other side of uncomfortable.
You just got to get uncomfortable.
Just got to do it.
Just do it. Nike, baby.
Nike, baby. Mom's over here teasing me. So if I get up early, do I get another grandkid?
Not from me, you're not.
I said grand pet.
Grand pet.
Love you, mama. All right.
Anyways, I'm going to wrap this one up. Look, ladies and gentlemen, ultimately we're here to help you guys, right? That's the whole purpose. If our listenership is getting lower, if our viewership is getting lower, it's because we're not bringing value. If our listenership is increasing, if our viewership is increasing, it's because we're bringing value. And we want to make sure we interact with you guys. So do us a favor, drop a comment below, drop a comment in the review section, give us 5 stars, let us know how we're doing and how we can possibly help you. If you're a mortgage professional, if you're a real estate agent, and we want to sit down and go over these overviews and kind of get an idea as to where you are today and how we can plan to get you somewhere tomorrow, I want you to hit me up, Hernan at csfirst.com or 619-884-4915, because I want to be there. I want to be there to help you guys out. I want to sit there and at the very least help you bounce ideas and build a relationship and a friendship with each other, because that's what it's all about. And of course, if you're thinking of doing solar, dronequote.net is where you should go. Dronequote.net is where I go. I don't know. I'm just ad-libbing here. Anyways,
that works. That's cool.
I was going to do a little bit of Hot and Her because that parody's coming. I'm working on it. I'm going to be recording the lyrics here in the next couple days, and then cleaning it up and then doing the video, and then we'll drop it. That'll be a fun one. So anyways, dronequote.net is where you need to go to get your solar on, and it makes it super easy. Drone, picture your roof, sends out the information to contracting companies. They come back and give you the quotes you need. Then you pick solar the easy way. Stop wasting your time with all the presentations and salespeople that knock on your door. Just let them know you should go to dronequote.net. Boom! /business bros. Anyways, 365 pairs of shoes by the end of the year. So if you got new shoes, used shoes, or you want to donate cash, hit James up, 619-884-0045 or james at csfirst.com. That's all we got for you guys today. Peace.
Bye-bye.
And we're out.
Stay positive. Bye, Facebook.